So anyway, I have a question, but I'll ask if anyone else has a question before I ask mine. So nobody has any last questions oh, is there? Question? No? They're just leaving. So the question that I have is, on the basis of all the discussions that we've had today, and I'd like an answer from all of you if I may, what would you like to see as the conclusion or the results of the discussions and presentations that we've had today? So what changes possibly within OMA would you like to see happening on the basis of today? Bob.
I think one of the conclusions is needs to be more over-the-top players in the audience to get a better feel for what their problems are, what problems have to be solved, and what can be solved with a lower layer of enabling standards.
Okay, right. Camilla?
Yes, the conclusion from my side is that at least we got good awareness of the problem statement, the scenario, and that each time we are going to propose a new work item here in OMA, it should address those issues of involvement or OTT.
Okay. Go on to Brian.
Well, one thing that I think is interesting, there's a lot of problems to be solved, and it's I know it's difficult to get consensus in order to solve each of these problems, and so kind of separating things into problems that have no solution, and then problems that have some solution that has been kind of either through a third party or something kind of working. Maybe I guess allowing some of those kind of problems that have already been solved to continue on, and then redirect the effort to the problems that have not been solved. In one of the discussions earlier, there was some acknowledgement that that sometimes people end up trying to do the same thing, and so as an organization, to help the whole ecosystem work to the best of its ability, we need to kind of redirect. Making sure that we're focusing on the things that are not yet solved is, I think, pretty important.
Okay, Rajiv?
Well, this was mostly an education for me. I haven't directly been involved with the OMA and this community. I think there's certainly folks here that could use some of the work that we are doing, and we're hoping to build out both a relationship with the organization and some of the individuals here.
Michel.
So we'll have a heretic approach, which means that actually we should have a more IT-centric approach versus a classic network-centric approach on problems. This includes a very top-down view of problems. Like, it was funny that we asked a question of, I need JSON format for device, and the question should be more what developer want to see. Because if I deliver something which doesn't match what developer or the people who are going to consume things will be, that won't be successful. So that's for me to be constantly thinking, okay, how can I know that what I'm providing is what people want?
Shannon.
One thing I think I would like to see is a lot more active and input from the developer community. One thing I would have liked to have seen today would be more examples of who's using the APIs, what they're doing, where they're successful. We talk a lot about where are we not, but where are they successful, and are they willing to share those samples? Are they willing to help expand and show what's possible by using them?
Excellent. John.
I guess I'm pretty new to the OMA itself. I mean, we work in a liaison arrangement, but I think there are a lot of opportunities that I've seen today to work more closely, not only with the two organizations, but with other ones with overlapping interests, such as the GSMA, again, focusing on the unmet needs, focusing on the areas that each organization can best contribute to so that we're all working more efficiently to deliver stuff that people can actually use.
Tom?
So again, I'm very much in a learning mode. I think many of you know Dorothy Gellert from 3GPP or from 1M to M, and I think that Dorothy had worked in this forum previously. So she recently joined Silver Spring, and so I think now I'm not doing a good job of embarrassing her. She's actually left the plane already. But I think that we'll be getting together and understanding what our approach to working with OMA will be going forward.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Kenny has one last question.
Questions. I think we've heard a lot today, kind of the technology possibilities in the areas, small, cheap, IP-aware devices to secure IT, national security type use cases, social and all the rest. It reminds me of, high school days dancing parties, that there seem to be a lot of willing partners, but something needs to happen to break the ice. I think it's something to the order of, sponsoring competitions of the most innovative, collaborative, over the top with operator APIs would be in order. We start to think about giving out grand prizes of cars and stuff like that. I think it really helped to spawn interest in the marketplace.
Thanks, Kenny. Anybody want to just respond to that? Or? Okay, Michel.
I just want to mention Salesforce last week had some form of hackathon, and the price was $1 million. So maybe that will be the price to pay to get this type of activity available.
And I just have one last question for Rajiv, which is, given the number of passwords I currently have,
Yes.
in 2 years' time, how many passwords will I have? Well, maybe not 2 years. Let's ignore the 2 years. Am I going to get to a stage where I'm not going to be using a password for my day-to-day activities in terms of social networking, logging into my corporate network or whatever?
I think that the odds are fairly high that as you shift into a mobile device that looks like what the Apple guys have released, what some of the Korean handset makers are working on, some of the Chinese handset makers are working on, that I'd say a 24-month time frame to start evolving towards something that is naturally integrated as authentication into the device, that then serves as a gateway for your forward authentication, whether that's password-based or key-based. I see that as something that's moving up very quickly because the transformation there is fine. Once people see that experience, they get very addicted to it.
Certainly, I'd like to get rid of some of my passwords. So thank you very much, everyone, for contributing to the whole day.